For the third time under Mourinho, for the fourth time in the Premier League era, Chelsea are champions.
If you look at Chelsea last season, continuity is a word often used in football, and I think Chelsea had great continuity through last season, so why, when things are successful, would you want to change that?
With the 24th Premier League season on the horizon, the pretenders to Chelsea's crown have been frenetically pursuing their transfer targets, whereas Jose Mourinho's had a quiet summer.
I don't think it's something they need to rush into because they've had the success. It's important that they don't unbalance the squad and the atmosphere within the team. So taking their time and being strategic about it, whilst everybody else seems to be doing a lot of business, isn't necessarily a bad thing.
I just think attacking-wise, they dried up a little bit towards the end of the season, and you know, maybe Mourinho will be looking for ways to unlock defences a little bit more and create more chances than they did towards the end of the season.
Costa has got this notorious issue with his hamstring. Drogba has finished in terms of his time at the club, and I think when you look at the course of the season, the amount of football that a player like Costa's going to have to play, getting a piece of quality sort of in behind him as backup is very important.
Support's arrived in the shape of Radamel Falcao. After falling short at Old Trafford, the Colombian striker will be keen to prove himself in West London.
I actually felt a little bit sorry for Falcao at United. Came off the back of an injury, but I don't think he had a consistent run in the team. And for Mourinho to sign him, I think he knew him from his time in Portugal and in Spain. Listen, Falcao scored 100 goals in 3 seasons before he moved to United, so he's got a lot to prove, but I still think there's something in the tank there.
Another addition on Chelsea's radar is Everton defender John Stones. The Merseyside club has rebuffed Mourinho's advances, but for how long?
The likes of Terry is ageing, Cahill, is getting there, and from what I've read, Mourinho wants 2 over 30 and 2 young ones in. They've got Zuma as well, but I think Stones, what I like about him, I think he's an intelligent player, he reads the game well, and he's got a hell of a lot of composure. He can bring the ball out from the back, but Mourinho must see something in him. He is a top defender. I can understand Everton's reluctance to let him go.
If Chelsea successfully defend their title, they'll be the first team in 7 years to manage that. The second time around always seems to be tougher.
When you're champions, you're there to be shot at. I think Mourinho said that himself, especially when you see the type of money the likes of Man City have spent.
I think it's going to be a challenge for other teams to break that consistency that Chelsea have. You know, there may be more flair, there might be teams that score more goals, but is there another team that is in a position where it can be as consistent as the current champions?
You know, at the start of every season, we all have our ideas who will win the title, and I think it's as open as it's ever been. I really do. I think that you'd have to make Chelsea slight favourites.
If I was going to invest £20 of my own hard-earned cash on the winners of the Premier League, I think the safest bet, and I say this not as a former Chelsea player, but as someone who's tight, my safest bet would be Chelsea.